Hey everyone, Belinda's here. Today's topic is 10 comic book characters that work best in animation. Please subscribe before continuing to explore the world of cinema with us. Animation has always been home to some of the best comic book adaptations. The dynamic and colorful panels of comics translate well to the screen, especially when the medium is animation. With the recent return to the Spider-Verse and its multiversal multitude of spider people, now is the perfect opportunity to discuss the modern history of these kinds of adaptations. On television or film, these superpowered heroes and villains introduced or reinvigorated their legacy without live-action storytelling. Here are 10 comic book characters that work best in animation. Teen Titans. This team of vigilantes first appeared in 1964, but found many new and younger fans thanks to their animated adaptations. First was Teen Titans, debuting on the Cartoon Network in 2003 and becoming so popular it spawned the equally successful Teen Titans Go. The latter also had the impressive feat of getting an adventure on the big screen with Teen Titans Go to the movies. Both series solidified these B-comic characters into A-level heroes for DC. For many, this was an entry point into the world of comic book culture, a great example of expanding the audience through creative experimentation, which has become a trademark for DC. The characters, such as Beast Boy and Cyborg, were so beloved on these shows, their later involvement in the comics would be heavily influenced by their designs and dynamics introduced here. Spot, a blank space in many Marvel minds. Until very recently, Spot was a deep cut in the Spider-Man mythos until his cinematic debut in Across the Spider-Verse. Originally appearing in 1984, the character of Dr. Jonathan Owen made for a worthy adversary to both Daredevil and Peter Parker's Spidey. Yet in the creative hands of Sony Animation, he became a threatening force from surprising origins. Visually, Spot's movement and artistic rhythms spellbound audiences worldwide. His descent into a darker color palette and more capable abilities made him a formidable foe for Miles Morales. The conceit of Spot in animation was so fully realized, serving as a parallel for the depressed alter ego all the Spideys are struggling with throughout the film, Joker. In 1992, Mark Hamill solidified his place in nerd history yet again when he assumed the role of the Clown Prince of Crime in Batman, the animated series. The character would help define the show's legacy, cited as one of the best animated series to be adapted from comics. Hamill voiced the Joker in many projects, only recently hanging up the purple coat in honor of the passing of his voiceover counterpart, Kevin Conroy. The range that the Joker could portray within animation made him pop like one of his explosive gadgets. The distance between hysterics and scares was easier to manage in animation, where the medium begs to have fun with itself and doesn't require a serious tone. Peggy Carter. Agent Peggy Carter was a supporting character who got an unlikely reprieve when she took up the shield in the MCU's first animated series, What If? Asked to ponder a universe where Peggy took the super soldier serum, she became Captain Carter, fighting on the front lines of World War II and later saving every known world alongside the other guardians of the multiverse. In a post-Endgame landscape, the visual language of the MCU was starting to become stale, especially in terms of their action choreography. This gave Captain Carter a refreshing change of pace, given her unique style and agility in combat. A willing strength resides in this variant that goes unseen in many live-action heroines. Wolverine. Marvel's counterpoint to Batman, the animated series, X-Men. The animated series set the stage for the inception of comic books dominating 21st century pop culture. Establishing them as a household name before the 2000 film, Wolverine quickly became a fan favorite beyond comic enthusiasts. Logan's resilience has always been felt, but you got a better sense of his purpose on the X-Men team in animation. He was a true protector of his fellow mutants, ready to defend them with his captivating power set. He always meant business, which propelled the narrative forward and made the show a riveting watch. Doctor Strange. Arguably, the best Doctor Strange story to derive from the Marvel Cinematic Universe is found in animation. The fourth episode of What If explored a reality where Stephen Strange lost the love of his life, Dr. Christine Palmer, which fueled his madness until collapsing his entire universe in despair and regret. Seen by many as the highlight of the show, this episode utilized the animated style to perfectly capture Strange's mystical attributes, from powerful spells to fascinating locales, defining the character within its 30-minute runtime more effectively than both of his solo films. This crystallizes the power of a story when its external design reflects the internal struggle of the character. Invincible. There are plenty of comic book publications beyond Marvel and DC. One of them, Image Comics, would debut Invincible in 2003, which was adapted into the show of the same name. The 2021 series followed Mark Grayson as he discovers his hero persona in the shadow of his superpowered father, Omni-Man. Being designed for adults is quite possibly its greatest strength, for the bloodied carnage and tortuous violence can be artfully expressed in a medium that doesn't require reality. In live action, many of the shattering moments would be distracting in how disgustingly uncanny the visuals are executed. But that's not a problem in animation, where excess is appreciated if done with care. Batman. The Caped Crusader has been blessed with a cavalcade of iconic performances in his long history, with one of his absolute bests belonging to Kevin Conroy in Batman, the animated series. Though short-lived in the early 1990s, its 2-season run and many film appearances cemented for many that Conroy was the definitive version of the character. In his hands, or voice rather, Conroy conveyed a steady sternness that felt consistent, including his believable balance of both Batman and Bruce Wayne. Being in animation, the character always maintained that picturesque mystique, with the world of Gotham and the memorable rogues gallery never jumping the shark, as was seen in Joel Schumacher's duology. The Spider People and the Spider Society. It's hard not to talk about the collective brilliance of the Spider People and the Spider Society. They're the big draw of the Spider-Verse trilogy. The writers and artists are juggling unlimited versions of the web-slinger while preserving the soul of the character. The standouts are the leads of the films, Miles Morales, Gwen Stacy, and Peter B. Parker. Spider-Man, Into the Spider-Verse is one of the most innovative animation feats since Toy Story, with every character possessing a distinct style, way of movement, and visual language. As for Miles, he is just as good, if not better than, the many iterations of Peter Parker due to his youthful drive for autonomy and passion for community. Harley Quinn. It should act as no surprise that the comic book character to top this list should be one who debuted in animation. Harley Quinn was introduced as a side villain in Batman, the animated series. From her first moment, she was an instant icon, launching several comic runs at DC, jumping into live action, and even getting her own animated series starring Kaley Cuoco. Harley Quinn is the epitome of fun, putting the ha in harm. She was a supporting character with such promise that she's always demanding more narrative attention. And while Margot Robbie has done her justice, animation is Harley's home. There's a freedom to her frivolity, as depicted in a medium where weirdness is the norm. Harley Quinn is the ultimate comic book animation success story. All those characters started on the pages of comic books but found their homes in animation. Which one is your favorite? Mine is, of course, the Gotham Caped Crusader, Batman. If there's any topic that you want me to discuss, please comment below. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Also turn notification on. See you in the next video.